Hello fellas, Nixon here and welcome to the Star Wars The Old Republic story recap. So in this series, we will be recapping the stories of all the classes of Star Wars The Old Republic, and today we are starting with a Jedi Consular. Each video will be focusing on a certain chapter of the class story. So without further ado, let's just jump into the story of the Jedi Consular. In this video, we will be focusing on Prelude of Jedi Consular and on the planets of Tython and Coruscant. After the title crawl, we land on the beautiful planet of Tython, where we met Master Seal-Bakarn, who is the master and the member of the Jedi Council. From this talk, we found out that we're actually a very gifted student who showed the power in the Force from the very early age. We also find out that we're Padawan of Master Yuan, which is some kind of archaeologist and is off to a dig site. And here we also learn of the Jedi Code. As we recite a Jedi Code, Master Yuan breaks in, telling us that there is a crisis at hand. She tells us that the recently uncovered ancient Jedi holoprojectors are being attacked by the Flesh Raiders, which are the natives of the planet Tython. Those savage cannibals are trying to destroy ancient Jedi recordings, which have been recorded by the first Jedi Council. And now it is our task to defeat those Flesh Raiders. Even though we are just a Padawan, but we are strong in the Force and we are absolutely capable of doing so. After defeating many Flesh Raiders and uncovering 3 of the 4 holoprojectors, we discovered that one of the holoprojectors is lacking data, which has been stolen. As we return to the Jedi Temple to inform our master of what happened, we meet Master Yuan and his friend, Trandoshan named Kaizen Fess. After discussing what happened with our master, we did doubt that one of the thieves might be from the nearby village of Twi'leks, who are here illegally without the permission of the Republic. After arriving in a village and getting an unwarm welcome, we convinced the locals to tell us where the holoprojector was taken and by whom. We discovered that the holoprojector was found by someone called Naylan, who was actually the best warrior and the defender of the village. After convincing locals, we found out that Naylan has taken the holoprojector deep into the Flesh Raider territory. The holoprojector was indeed taken by Naylan in his own cave, and as we discovered it and met him, he seemed to be very unstable and acting weird. It turns out that he actually unlocked the holoprojector and started studying from it, uncovering the secrets of the Master Rajvari, who was one of the first Jedi who turned to the dark side. As soon as we finished talking, Naylan uncovered that he had Force powers and starting to destroy the cave around us, to bury Flesh Raiders inhabiting it and intentionally dooming us to be trapped here as well. But fortunately, we managed to get out of the cave in time before it collapsed completely. After we returned to the Jedi Temple and opened the stolen holoprojector of Master Rajvari, we discovered that he actually left the clues to the Fount of Rajvari, which is an ancient sanctuary of knowledge and teaching of this ancient Jedi Master. We uncovered in this projection that this message is the key to find the true wisdom of the Fount of Rajvari, and the key was the first blade. And now our master is sending us to Kaleth, which is ancient sanctuary of all Jedi, where the first blade might be located. After we arrive at Kaleth, we are met with an ancient droid which is still functioning, telling us that the first blade was actually one of the first ever lightsabers created by someone named Weapon Master, and the Master Rajvari actually took this blade a millennia ago and returned it back. And now we must prove ourselves worthy in the battle to take this first blade's hilt to ourselves. After defeating some droids, we managed to retrieve the first blade hilt and discovered that there were actually some markings on it. We interpret that it was some data leading to the next clue to the Fount of Rajvari, and now we will take it back to the Jedi Temple for the further analysis. Here we also discovered the Jedi Council actually is not fond of our master and her unorthodox way of teaching her Padawans. As we speak to our master, we uncover the second clue of where the first blade should take us, and we discover that it would take us deep into Tythonian mountains where the first Jedi Council was created. Our Trandoshan friend decided to go with us and meet us inside this newly discovered cave. There we found ancient carvings and a pedestal where our ancient blade would fit. Before we could activate the pedestal, 3 Twi'leks confronted us, telling us that they were here to stop us, but we managed to convince them to go away by basically bribing them. And now we are back to our investigation. Here Master Rajivari hologram said that they plan to overthrow newborn Jedi Order by destroying all Jedi that were not them. And after this, he and his apprentices will be the only survivors of the Tython. With this newfound information, we decided to return to the Jedi Temple, but we decided to return separately. We took the first blade hilt and got to it. As we met with our Jedi Master, we discovered that Naylan has actually left a threat message to us, but we swiftly ignored it. After discussing what we found out, we discovered that the answer to the fount of Rajivari might be left with the Padawans of Rajivari himself, whose information was stored in an upper Kaleth, and the place where we found and uncovered the first hilt. We moved there swiftly to find out more. After defeating Kaleth defenses, we found out 3 messages left by 3 Padawans, and we learned of the philosophy of Master Rajivari. As soon as we returned to the Jedi Temple, we found out that our Trandoshan friend did not return. We swiftly went to find him in the cave that he went to. It turns out he was captured in this cave by Naylan's followers, and now dishonored with the loss of his score, which is his religious belief, he pledges his allegiance to us in order to help him to return his goddess's favor. With all information gathered, we discovered that the fount of Rajivari is in an ancient Flesh Rider gathering place, so we decided to go there and finally uncover the secret of fount of Rajivari. At the end of the fortress, we discovered that fount of Rajivari was actually Master Rajivari himself, who has survived for the millennia as a Force ghost and was offering his teachings to anyone who was worthy. It seems like Naylan has come here before us and was deemed unworthy. He was too twisted for Rajivari's teaching, and now twisted and deranged, he went to the Forge, which was the place where ancient Jedi created their first lightsabers, and where lightsabers are forged to this day. After gathering some crystals near the Forge, we managed to discover the Forge before the Nayland had a chance to destroy it, and we used the first blade hilt, the first ever lightsaber, to reforge it into our first lightsaber. As soon as we built it, Naylan arrived after us, forcing us to battle him. We quickly defeated him, but now we have a choice what to do with him. And in this case, we chose to send him to the Jedi Temple as a prisoner. With victory, we returned to the Jedi Temple, where we were met by the Jedi Council and the Master Satil Shan, who granted us the title of the full Jedi, and we are no longer the Padawan. But before the ceremony was complete, our master fell unconscious. It turns out that she was actually terminally ill, and nobody knew about that. And we, her last Padawan, not accepting our master's fate, decided to do whatever it takes to save her alive. To do that, Jedi Council sent us to Coruscant, the capital of the Republic, to find the researcher named Atros Finn, in order to find out the way to help our master. As we arrived on Coruscant, Master Yuan has already been taken here, and when we met her, she's not as she used to be. She's more mad, talking gibberish, talking about the man in the shadows, and acting crazy. Soon after, the researcher Atros Finn showed up, the researcher that we've been sent to talk to. He accompanies our master outside, and he tells us that the only way that we could find out what is happening with our master is through Noeticons, the ancient Jedi holocron which store ancient wisdom of the Jedi. Unfortunately, the Noeticons were lost when the Jedi Temple was destroyed in the previous war with the Sith Empire. Only thing that we know about Noeticons is that one of them was spotted with the Gents, and now we are going to question one of them. After interrogating a captured Gent, we discovered that someone named Lars Bedek is interested in this holocron. He ordered Gents to keep the holocron away from the Jedi, and from then on Gents are giving holocron to each other. But there is a specific signal that can be used to find out where the holocron is, and Gant gave us information about it. Soon enough, we discovered the holocron, which turned out to be Noeticon of Science. 3 ancient Jedi holograms are inhabiting it, to whom we told all the information about our sick master. Unfortunately, those Jedi were unable to help us, and they told us that maybe getting masters from Noeticon of Light could help us, but unfortunately, we don't know where it is. However, as we return to see Atros Finn, he's telling us the second Noeticon was spotted on the Black Sun territory, which is a local gang. We quickly go to investigate. As we arrive arrived at the Black Sun controlled territory, we discovered that the Black Sun was trying to use humans as vessels to smuggle Jedi artifacts inside their bodies, and we found out that the Nauticon was actually hidden inside one of those smugglers' bodies. Local surgeon gave us the device that will help us to find out which smuggler is carrying Nauticon within his body. We quickly found out the smuggler that was carrying Nauticon within his body and performed the surgery to take it out safely. We managed to do it safely and save smuggler's life before Nauticon would kill him. However, as we unlocked the holocron, we discovered that the Masters of Light don't know how to help our master either, but they said the Nauticon of Secrets might hold the information that might be helpful in order to find out what sickness has struck our master. After discovering this information, Atros Finn contacted us telling that Master Yuan's situation has gone worse and she started to attack people around her. We quickly go to see her. Unfortunately, as we arrived, our master seems to be more and more deranged and she actually attacked us. Fortunately, we managed to quickly manage to restrain her. After discussing what happened to our master and what happened with the previous Nauticons with Atros Finn, we decided to go and look for Lars Berek, individual who might hold a third Nauticon. After finding Lars and confronting him, weirdly enough, he agrees to give us last Nauticon because he said that he's already a dead man. However, after touching this holocron, which was weird looking, we are transported into some unknown room and met by an unknown entity, which said that she would let us out if we would answer some questions. After answering all the questions right, we are flung out of this room back into the Lars hideout. As it turns out, all it was a trap by Lars and some unknown Sith, which was an apprentice to the Sith that actually made our master ill. And all this was the part of some kind of plan, and now Lars is ordered to kill us. After we defeat Lars, we unlock the last holocron. The Jedi there are the Jedi that actually turned to the dark side and then returned to the light. After explaining the illness of our master, they told us that this was the sickness that was rampant hundreds of years ago, and the sickness was created by an ancient Sith who used it to control hundreds of Jedis and convert them to the dark side. Masters also told us that an ancient Jedi healer, whose name was forgotten, managed to learn the way to heal the sick Jedi, but this healing would drain the strength from this Jedi and eventually it actually killed him. After this, they told us that the ritual that ancient Jedi healer used was stored in the Jedi temple and we need to take all 3 holocrons there and connect them to the special computer to be able to learn this ritual. As soon as we finished talking, Atros Finn contacted us telling that our master's health is rapidly deteriorating and she is fading by the minute, and that she hasn't left a lot of time, which meant that we need to hurry. As we arrive to now destroy Jedi Temple, we find the computer there. All 3 holocrons can be connected, and when we do it, all 9 Jedi Masters appear to us telling us that it will take many hours to teach us how to use the ancient ritual, which will allow us to cut the connection between the Jedi and the Plague Master. As we learn this ancient Jedi technique, we're confronted with the same Sith that Lars was talking before. He manages to destroy the terminal in order for nobody else to learn this ritual, and now we're the only one who knows this ritual. He tried to kill us, but ultimately he failed and was struck down himself. As we hurry back to our master, and now with the knowledge of the ritual, we manage to free her mind from the control of the Plague Master. As she becomes conscious again, she tells us that we meet with the Jedi Council here on Coruscant. We meet with the Jedi Council and they tell us the ill news that a lot more Jedi Masters are getting struck with this plague and going insane. They tell us that because they were only one who can actually shield those affected Jedi from the Plague Master, we need to go and help the Masters in need. They tell us that the Masters that are affected are located on the planets of Taris and Nar Shaddaa, and what is most important, they are granting us our own ship to swiftly travel through the galaxy. Well guys, this was it for the Prelude act of the Jedi Consular. What do you think? Do you like how the story starts? And let's see how it will unfold in an act 1, 2 and 3. This will be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm going to see you in the next one.